John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hello, this is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert. I've been in the credit industry for almost 3 decades, spent some time at FICO, which is the company obviously behind the FICO credit scoring system, and Equifax, which is one of the 3 credit reporting agencies in the US. And today's educational video is going to talk about things, specifically the importance of checking your credit report. I get countless questions from consumers about, how do I go about checking my credit reports? Where can I get them? What information is influential? What information is not influential? And so specifically today, I'm going to talk about how you can go about checking your credit reports and why it's so important. There's only one centralized source of information where you check your credit reports pursuant to federal law. So thanks to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, we all get free copies of our credit report disclosures once every 12 months. The credit reporting agencies currently are giving away free credit reports every week. If you would like to see them, if you're that voracious of a consumer of your credit reports, you can go to annualcreditreport.com and claim your credit reports every single week if you choose to do so. I always tell people who ask me, how often should I pull my credit reports? I like pulling them like every couple of months. They're just too important to turn your back on. I think once a year may have made sense 2 decades ago. I think today, pulling your credit reports more frequently is probably not a bad idea. And because they're free, you're not spending a dime doing so. What's the harm? It doesn't hurt your credit score to pull your own credit reports. So I say go for it as often as makes you feel comfortable. So why is it so important? Well, here's why it's so important. Number one is they're highly, highly influential to getting credit. So when you apply for a credit card, when you apply for an auto loan, when you apply for a mortgage, when you co-sign for somebody for anything, your credit reports are going to be accessed. And a decision is going to be made by some lender based partially or entirely on the information in your credit report. So that's number one. Number two, your credit scores. Your credit scores are influenced only by the information on your credit reports. So in other words, your credit reports have 100% influence over your credit score. So if you have a good credit report, you're going to have a good credit score. If you have a bad credit report, you're likely going to have a bad credit score. So because they're the sole factor that credit scores consider, yet another reason why your credit reports are so important. All right, so those are kind of the obvious ones. Everyone knows when you apply for a loan, the lender's going to pull a credit report. Everyone knows that your credit score is based on the information in your credit report. You didn't need to listen to me to know that. But how about this? Employment. In every state and still at the federal level, it is possible that your credit report could be accessed by your potential employer or your current employer to determine whether or not you still have employment eligibility. And if you work for the government, there's a possibility that your top secret clearance or your security clearance is going to be influenced or can be influenced by your credit report information. So you want to make sure that the information is accurate. And you want to make sure that it says good things about you. So that means paying your bills on time, of course. But to the extent that it's influential to employment, that's yet another reason why you want to check your credit reports. Insurance premiums. Insurance premiums are based in part on the information in your credit report. People cannot stand this. I can't tell you what a lightning rod topic this is. They'll gladly tell you whether or not you have DUIs. They'll gladly tell you your age. They'll gladly tell you your gender, what kind of car you drive, how many miles you're going to drive per year. People will happily tell that information to insurance companies, but they get all bent out of shape the minute you talk about pulling the credit report, because people don't understand the relationship between how you manage your credit and what kind of an insurance customer you're going to be. Well, I'll tell you, there is an empirical relationship between your information on your credit report and what kind of an insurance customer you're going to be. So it is absolutely predictive, and it is absolutely legal for insurance companies to access your credit reports. So that's one of the, yet another reason why it's important to pull your credit reports. And then finally, deposits. Deposits on utilities, deposits on things like apartment complexes. These things are in fact influenced by the information on your credit reports. If you have a good credit report, you may not have to pay deposits in an apartment, and you may not have to pay deposits for utilities. If you do have bad credit, then you may be asked to put down some sort of a deposit. For an apartment, you may be denied the apartment outright because you don't have the right to an apartment like you do have the right to public utilities, for example. So hopefully that gives you an idea of the importance of the information in your credit reports and why it's so important that you keep tabs on them and pull them from time to time. So if you have any other questions about how to go about checking your credit reports, drop them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get to them. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great rest of your day and we'll talk again soon.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.